been dreading. This car is on its final legs. How do I explain that? This wheel had a loose bearing, and it needed an entire brake job, which cost me, well, set me back $400. The $400 that I didn't really have, but I managed to pull through. So now it has brand new brakes at the back. That's great and all, but not everything is as great as we always want to think, you know. Unfortunately, the car in the back has a bit of rot. My garage man says it can last for a while, but for me, rot is rot, and I don't like that, really. And he's the one who told me that I should start thinking about getting a new vehicle. So at least he knows that, you know, I'm not going to be starting to dump money on this thing, even though it's not bad of a shape for an 06. But I think I'm going to have to go through the problems it has right now. First, we have rot over here at the rocker panel, which is completely gone. This one just started to rot not too long ago, so that rocker's shot. Underneath the driver's side door, there is a 10 centimeter or more or less 4-inch hole in the floor, longwise. I think it's a more or less 4-inch by 2-inch hole, and I'm starting to see the carpet and the seat frame, which is not rusty, but it's not going to be long before it gets rusty and rotting. The suspension in the back is completely shot, very, very soft to be quite the least, and we're not repairing that, unfortunately, and that sucks. But you know, you get attached to a vehicle like this. It's kind of a sentimental value, but you have to realize that not everything lasts forever, and I'm going to show you how many miles it has, or kilometers, as this car has. This is the main problem with this. This car has offered me a very reliable engine and transmission. It wasn't exempt from the alternator failures, which the original one failed less than 100,000 kilometers, or 60,000 miles. So it had a replacement, and at 250,000 kilometers, or roughly around, I don't know, I think it's 180... No, actually, 250, around 130, 140,000 miles. It had the replacement, and now I'm on my third alternator, and it's still working just great. But other than that, this thing has been a pain in the ass as for cables for the ventilation systems and doors. Yeah, fucking doors. This car does not have problems anywhere else, or wasn't really notorious for problems anyways, besides doors. I mean, what kind of car had problems with doors? So anyways, this door opens but won't close unless I fiddle with the friggin' mechanism. This is stupid. And yeah, as you can see, you have to really jerk it through. And these ones are even worse. I'm not even gonna bother opening that door. Anyways, getting in, some freaking mess in here. But anyways, let's see. Keys in. As we can see, lights do turn on, except the ABS and the brake light, which I ripped off because, well, they're constantly lit, because we have ABS failure everywhere, which sucks, but it's a small price to pay. And as you can see here, 324,932,000 kilometers. That's roughly around 210,000 miles? Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, the check engine light is always off, never went on. All the other lights were always good. This car has been very reliable, except the radio, which I replaced with a Bluetooth with the Kenwood Exelon DDX793. And now this little bag of tricks. Don't forget the coffee. Anyways, as we can see, the AC does turn on, but the fan's gone. The resistor is completely shut, but getting in at 4, which is no resistance, works just fine. Now pay attention. I'm on 4. Oh, it's off! And it doesn't turn on. So right back off, and it turns on. This is a problem with the module, which is a computer module or some shit. Anyways, not fixing this. The recirc does turn on. I hear the motor, but the recirc is completely seized. This turns very well. A little too well, if you ask me. That's because that's the second cable that I went through, and it's snapped because the air ventilation trap is seized really badly. So I have a replacement, but it won't last me for long. The defog is working. This is working. Ironic, but it is. Not really stiff. And yeah, it looks like I'm not going to get AC this year. Asshole. And of course, new radio means I would lose my steering controls, but I bought the module. So really, I did dump a lot of money into this car. Brand new bearings, new brakes, link kits, tables? I don't know, the big bars at the bottom anyways. And yeah, I've dumped well over $1,500 in this car. Now probably close to $2,000. And yeah, very reliable, but yet again, cars don't always last forever. So unfortunately, it's going to be its demise eventually. It'll last me maybe a year or two, but that'll be, I hope, it'll be enough money for me to save up so I can get a replacement vehicle. And because this is a wagon, I really need the extra, space. So that sucks. It's going to be quite expensive, actually. Maybe I was thinking of getting an Equinox or a Trailblazer. I don't know. That's the problem with getting new vehicles. But I'm not done just yet. We got another problem. It's a race. It's a real race. Who's going to be gone first? The car or the computer? That's the other problem. I bought a graphics card, a GTX 560 Ti for $40, and I had to replace a fan. So I ordered the replacement fan on eBay. It's an EVGA for those of you who want to know. Which replaced my GTX 460, which, I don't know, I guess the Ti really threw me off, I don't know. And, well, it throws me blue screens, it's a little unreliable. The computer itself goes crazy every once in a while, especially in the summertime. It's fucking ridiculous. And when I repainted my studio, I really didn't think far for the summer, which is going to be really hot. So I really didn't think this through, did I? Anyways, so I got 2 of them that's on their last legs. However, I think the computer's going to be able to last longer than the car. I hope. So, yeah, the car's demise. It's been a long journey with this one. I've felt very happy with this car, actually. And I'm a guy who's inclined more towards GM and Toyota for some reason. But this car has been damn surprising, actually. And I've known some Fords being all but problems, or just problems anyways. This one really surprised me, and it's sad to see it go on its last legs, but So if you got any suggestions, maybe on a different vehicle, probably. I'm looking more inclined to a wagon or SUV, small SUV with a V6. Most likely, I'm trying to stay away from Volkswagen and Volvo because, well, it's mostly about the expense side. So I don't know. I have a little bit more of an incline towards GM and Toyota, but I'm open to any kind of suggestions, really. So. Heck, if you can shed me some light into something that's spacious, that still has a 5-seater, and has a console in the middle, I'd really like that. So, with that said and done, stay bold and take care. I'll see you next time.